All right. Welcome to the practice plan pointers. Let's begin with the first of 15 points along this practice plan. And the first 5 points have to do with the packaging of law products or services. And by packaging, we don't mean literally tying a bow around it, wrapping it up, but getting a sense of a law product or service as being a commodity, in a sense, something that you create once for one client and then recreate multiple times for other clients. And the recreation may be a little different for each one, but the law product or service has many of the same features from client to client. And that's true for much of law products and services, that there are repeatable aspects. And so we think in the sense of sort of packaging them. But the first point along this 15-point practice plan, 5 of the points having to do with packaging, 5 of the points having to do with pricing, and 5 having to do with delivery. The first of those 15 points, the first of the 5 having to do with packaging, is knowing who your client population is. And by client population, I mean taking a single client and then seeing the demographics, seeing the population, the pattern, the community behind that single client, and recognizing that there are other clients with similar needs, with the same need, the same objective, and in some respect maybe the same demographic. They may be on the same side of a dispute, they may have the same interests, they may have similar incomes, they may live in similar geographic areas, but to think of the client population, a single client is representative of a larger population of clients. It's really the first step in a practice plan, because what you have to do is get a sense of who you are serving. If you are serving an employer or an employee, for example, if you are serving a family member with respect to a claim on an estate, if you're representing the one who's drafting the estate plan, whomever your client population is, there are distinct groups behind individual clients, in a sense, that if you serve one individual charged with a crime, for example, and the crime happens to be maybe a minor in possession, there may be other minors charged with similar crimes. That could be a very substantial population. It could be a small population, but it could be a population you learn to identify with and reach and serve and package, price, and deliver a law product or service. So think of the client populations and draw, for example, on your acquaintances, on your own experiences, on your background, on those whom you know. Pick a client population with whom you have some familiarity, perhaps with whom you share an identity or even share an experience. Sharing an identity might mean being from a similar culture, or having qualities, just qualities as a professional, on which that population, that client group would depend for confidence or trust in your services. Think about who you are and why you would connect with a certain client population. When you're thinking of the population, you're also thinking about what their objectives are, why they might need a lawyer, but that's really the second point of the practice plan. Pick a people, pick a demographic, pick a population with whom you can identify, with whom you can commit in perhaps a passionate way, or at least a competent and effective way, to whom you can commit to serve. That's the first challenge in the practice plan. Define that population, then explore it. Once you identify it, once you choose it, then learn about it. Survey it, find members of it, ask why they choose lawyers, what they expect to gain with lawyers, why they do not choose lawyers, what they're trying to achieve through some legal service, what they see as their legal or financial or social or moral or other problems that they face that you might need to know to better serve that population. Learn the size, not just the preferences, but the size of your client population. How many clients within this demographic are there that whom you can reach, whether it's a local, regional, statewide, or even national population. Think about those aspects of your client population as well. And this should get you started on an effective practice plan. I hope this introduction to the first of the 15 points has been helpful, and I'll have more for you with the second point. Thank you.